Hello everyone, Happy New Year. I haven't been recording for a while. The holiday season, starting from Halloween, has been super busy for us, but here I am back. I am not giving up on this blog. So again, I'm going to read from Courage to Change, One Day at a Time, and Hope for Today. Courage to Change is January 5th, page 5, and it's page 5 on all 3 books. I'm going to start reading from Courage to Change. January 5th, page 5. Feel free to read along with me, listen to my voice, or you can also read from your own books. Here we go. I was terribly confused about the meaning of compassion when I came to Al-Anon. I thought it meant making excuses or covering bad checks. Al-Anon helped me to find another word for this behavior: enabling. I learned that when I cleaned up the consequences of alcoholic behavior, I enabled the alcoholic to continue drinking comfortably and acting out without having to pay the price. A more compassionate way to respond to those I love might be to allow them to face the consequences of their actions, even when it will cause them pain. How do I know whether a particular action is enabling? While this is not always clear, I find it helpful to look carefully at my motives. Am I trying to interfere with the natural consequences of a loved one's choices? Am I trying to do for someone what they could do for themselves? Am I doing what I think is best for me? Do I resent what I am doing? If so, is it really a loving choice? Sometimes the most compassionate thing I can do is to let others take responsibility for their behavior. Today's reminder. Today I will remember that I have choices, and so does the alcoholic. I will make the best choices I can and allow others in my life to do the same without interference. Quote, I must learn to give those I love the right to make their own mistakes and recognize them as theirs alone. That quote came from Al-Anon Faces Alcoholism. So what I'm getting from this reading is basically letting go. Let go and let God, and to basically take an inward accountability and inventory about one's own motivations and intentions, and that will determine if the behavior is enabling or if it's not enabling. Okay. Moving on to One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, page 5, January 5. This day I will concentrate on the inner meaning of the commandment, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I will accept myself, for that is the primary condition under which the good in me can grow. Unless I am at peace with the child of God I am, I cannot love and help my neighbor. Regrets are vain. They interfere with the good I could do today, the making of the better person I want to be tomorrow. Today's reminder: condemning ourselves for mistakes we have made is just as bad as condemning others for theirs. We are not really equipped to make judgments, not even of ourselves. Thomas A. Kempis said, all perfection in this life is attended by some imperfection, and all our far-seeing is not without obscurity. Quote, today I pray for the wisdom to build a better tomorrow on the mistakes and experiences of yesterday. So this is an interesting reading. I like the sentence. This one sentence stood up to me. I will accept myself, for that is the primary condition under which the good in me can grow. Unless I am at peace with the child of God I am, I cannot love and help my neighbor. Regrets are vain. Regrets interfere with the good I could do today. And they also interfere with the making of the better person I want to be tomorrow. So for me, this reading is also about avoiding self-pity. Um, it says, we are not equipped to make judgments, not even of ourselves. I mean, I think that basically that is very, very deep, and that takes practice. It definitely takes practice. And moving on for our hope for today, page 5, January 5th. Last but not least, during each Al-Anon meeting, when our suggested welcome is read, I hear, in Al-Anon, we discover that no situation is really hopeless. At first, I had a hard time comprehending that idea in my mind and heart. I felt anchored in a place so dark and full of despair that it seemed nothing could ever change. Even if Al-Anon folks could stop my mother from drinking, they certainly couldn't go back in time and give me a happy childhood. I felt doomed. Yet, as I looked around me at meetings, I saw many smiling faces. Maybe there was hope after all. I had to attend many meetings and began using the slogans and steps before I began smiling. Then the simple realization traveled the long journey from my head to my heart. No situation is ever hopeless. Situations don't lose hope. People do. What is lost can often be found, restored, replaced, or recovered. Even though the members of Al-Anon didn't change my mother or my childhood, they did help me change my attitude. Once I changed my perspective, my all-encompassing perception of doom and gloom began to evaporate. Today I am grateful and appreciative of all that has happened in my life, including my childhood and my mother's drinking. They brought me to where I am today, and I like being here. Thought for the day. Situations can change. I've noticed that they change much faster when I change my attitude. Quote, as we watch those around us in our meetings begin to find greater freedom and greater joy in their lives, most of us realize that no matter what situation we face or how desperate we feel, there's good reason for hope. So this reading is from How Al-Anon Works for Families and Friends of Alcoholics, page 12. So there's a lot in this one, a lot of topics. It covered hope, it covered some slogans, it covered changed attitudes, it also covered gratitude and hope. So, and also one of this, so the sentence here that stood out for me is that, well, several different sentences stood out. It says here, I had to attend many meetings and begin using the slogans and steps before I began smiling. The simple realization traveled a long journey from my head to my heart. No situation is ever hopeless. Situations don't lose hope, people do. What is lost can often be found, restored, replaced, or recovered. So that is a big thing to realize, because sometimes it takes a while for the program to actually travel from the head to the heart. And as human beings, things don't always sink in as like they should. It sinks in more for other people than others. Alright, thank you so much if you are still listening to my voice. Thank you for staying on this video, or at least my podcast. And I hope to see you again soon. Hit subscribe. And anonymity is a spiritual foundation, ever placing principles above personalities. Al-Anon Family Groups is an anonymous program. We are not affiliated with any sect, denomination, and political entity. And if you need help, need hope, there's always phone numbers you can call. We're a worldwide fellowship. You can Google some phone numbers and attend meetings, get a sponsor. And all right, peace out.